blues and the birthplace of rock and roll. It's the game of speed and Elvis musical knowledge with 3 contestants from across America battling it out in front of our live audience with Elvis fantastic prizes for everyone. Now, here's your master of ceremonies, Argo!
Yeah, welcome to Graceland in Memphis, Tennessee. Welcome to the last Elvis Show. But you're here on this day for Christmas. Hope you had a wonderful holiday with your family and friends. We got a lot of people here.
On behalf of the Chinook tribe and your captain and crew, welcome aboard this program. The life jackets are located under the forward center seats in the main cabin and under the first 2 rows of seats on the upper deck. One life ring is located on the left side of the boat near the back, and one is in front of the upper deck. Other labeled safety equipment is located throughout the vessel. There is no consumption of food or alcohol.
bridge. 4 birds can live in one of these nests, the mama and the papa and a couple of young. When they fly back to South America in July, they'll return each spring to claim the same nest they built the year prior. Well, how do I know? They told me so. If that bird does not return for whatever reason, the nest will stay vacant and eventually dry up and fall back into the river. You notice up on the railing of the bridge here, our version of the London Bridge is falling down. Unfortunately, a couple weeks ago, an automobile lost control and ran into the bridge, breaking 20 balusters off. It's going to cost about $100,000 to repair, and it's going to take about 6 months to have those stones manufactured. A little history of the London Bridge. This is the 2nd generation stone bridge that spanned the River Thames in London, England. The 1st generation stone bridge, built in the year 1209, had 17 supporting arches. Now, they had big paddle wheels underneath the bridge that would grind their grain and pump water into the city, and they also displayed the severed heads of the criminals on the entry gates coming into either side of the bridge. This 1st generation stone bridge served the city of London for 600 years before being replaced by the 2nd generation stone bridge, which is now here in Lake Havasu City, built in the year 1831 of solid granite. A lot of the granite that was used in the construction of this bridge had come from our 1st generation stone bridge, and most of this granite was quarried over 800 years ago. Now, this bridge served the city for about 150 years before being replaced once again by the 3rd generation stone bridge, which still spans the river today. Now, the biggest factor that played into the decision. The London Bridge was rebuilt on the center of Pittsburgh's Peninsula, which happens to be the only flat land in this river valley. Once the bridge was completed here on the center of the peninsula, Mr. McCullough dug the Bridgewater Channel. This is a man-made channel. It's approximately a mile long, 10 to 15 feet deep. It connects the North Lake Basin to the South Lake Basin, cutting the peninsula right in half, creating an island. Now, a couple fascinating facts about our bridge here. Mr. McCullough and our London Bridge here in Lake Havasu City hold the record in the Guinness Book of World Records as being the largest antique ever sold. The green lamppost atop of the roadway, and that's a question on Trivial Pursuit, by the way. Now, the green lampposts atop on the roadway here were cast from seized cannons from the battle at Waterloo. In the year 1815, Napoleon lost that battle. The Londoners took his cannons, melted them down to cast these lampposts for their new bridge. Now, you're scheduled throughout the year. There's something for everyone. So the Bridgewater Channel, again, is a man-made channel. All the dredging and the material that had come out of this channel went forward to our left, making up this 9-hole executive golf course, which is located at the London Bridge Resort. The Bridgewater Channel is one of a half a dozen popular destination stops you'll find around the lake, where boaters can take a break from running their boats up and down the river. Pull up on the beach here, relaxing, spending the day visiting with family and friends. On any given weekend during the boating season, you'd have a hard time finding a parking spot along the shoreline here. Playgrounds for the little guys, picnic areas. It's all boat access. No, yeah. The canal here is about 10 to 15 feet deep. Not that deep. A community park here to our right called London Bridge Beach. This park here is dog friendly. The Lions Club sponsors a dog park here. It's one of the most popular. Today, Lake Havasu is responsible for feeding most of the Southwest with water. The southwest part of the United States would not be anything like it is today without the foresight the government had to build these series of dams along the river to store that water so we can use it as needed. There are more dams and diversions along the Colorado River than any other river system in our country. As we leave the Bridgewater Channel here, a couple of lighthouses on either side of us. Take a look here to your right, you'll see the replica of the main Buffalo Light. The stunning tower was built of limestone in the 1830s, and the original lighthouse can be seen at the entry of the Erie Canal in Buffalo, New York. To our left, we're just passing by the Currituck Beach Light. This light can be seen on the outer banks of North Carolina, built in the 1870s. And the Currituck Beach Light was the last great historically replicated lighthouses we have on Lake Havasu. We're the only place in the world that we know of that can boast of this miniature lighthouse program. Come to Lake Havasu and see all these famous lighthouses from around our country and Canada. the man-made channel that Mr. McCullough dug, we've entered our South Lake Basin. From our location here, we can travel 20 miles down the river to Parker Dam. That would be the end of the line on this section of river. And to our right is Lake Havasu Marina. Just beyond that is the Nautical Inn Resort, the only true beachfront resort we have on Lake Havasu. Both of these facilities here were built by Mr. McCullough back in the mid-1960s when he came to town and set the city up for us to live. Just beyond the Nautical Inn, off in the distance, you'll notice 3 palm trees along with a red lighthouse located at the top of Spectator Point. It was named this because it's a great viewing platform to watch the boat races that we host. If it floats, they race it here on Lake Havasu. They also shoot the annual 4th of July fireworks show from Spectator Point. Thousands of boats fill this basin here to watch the fireworks show. And the fireworks, they're always great, but the real show starts. 27 square miles of city, founded in the mid-1960s by Robert McCullough. Population today is about 55,000 people. The way the Indians live right below that mountain, they have a small casino, a bar, and a restaurant along with camping facilities. They call it Havasu Landing. Now the Colorado River comes right between the Mohave Mountain and the Mohave Mountain, named after Lieutenant Whipple of the United States military. He was a surveyor in the mid-1800s during the Civil War. Lieutenant Whipple was charged with the task of mapping this valley. Once the map was completed, it allowed